Dead by Daylight is a title, guys, that many of us absolutely love. And obviously, the developers have stated that doesn't sound like they're going to be making a Dead by Daylight 2 anytime soon. They want to consistently update the first game. But with that being said, you can never say never. There's always the possibility that you could get a sequel. Think of Dead Space, guys. We thought that Dead Space, there was a good chance that it was going to be dead forever and that it was never going to come back, that being like a Dead Space 4 or a reboot. And lo and behold, lots of rumors, anticipation of a new Dead Space title coming out. So you can never say never to anything. And with that being said, I want to talk about Dead by Daylight 2. Everything that we want out of a possible sequel to the very famous Dead by Daylight. And I want to get your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. What are the things that you want to see in Dead by Daylight 2? So let's get into it. So guys, I've got the 5 things that I would really like to see out of a sequel to the 2016 Dead by Daylight. So let's go with number 1, guys, for me. And this goes really without question. I think Dead by Daylight is a fantastic multiplayer survival horror experience, but I would love to see a story, a campaign, even just, you know, like little mini stories that you could play and it could kind of fill out somewhat of a story would be absolutely incredible in Dead by Daylight 2. Being able to kind of play different short stories or a full-blown campaign would be awesome outside of having co-op and multiplayer modes. I think campaign would really build a lot of the legacy, the story of Dead by Daylight and really what they're trying to do moving forward would be absolutely incredible. At number 2 for me, I think one of the things that's, in my opinion, hurt, you know, Dead by Daylight, it's hurt a lot of other games that are multiplayer only modes, kind of like Fortnite and some of these other titles out there, is a lack of game modes. I think that Dead by Daylight does a really great job of the 1 versus 4 type of scenario, but I think they need to continue expanding upon what they do really good. Consistently trying new game modes, adding more to Dead by Daylight 2 would be absolutely awesome. Whether we're talking multiplayer, co-op, whatever the case might be, I think adding new modes would really make the experience even more exciting. When you get sick and tired of playing the 1 versus 4 online multiplayer, you can play other modes that are out there. And I think that is something that Dead by Daylight hasn't done a really great job of. And I think that in Dead by Daylight 2, I would love to see just more game modes added into that title. At number 3 for me, guys, this is absolutely huge, and it would be a big leap of faith for Dead by Daylight and for, of course, Behavior Interactive moving into the second title, making it free to play, or at least some form or another having free to play elements to it would be absolutely huge, I think, for this title. And the reason is, guys, we see so many other titles out there like Fortnite and Warzone and all these different titles, Valorant, that are free to play, and we see how popular they are. Dead by Daylight is very popular, even though you have to pay to play it, but I think having elements of the second game free to play, whether you're talking the campaign, whether you're talking multiplayer, whatever the case might be, having free to play would be huge because so many people would at least try it out and see what they think of it. New people coming in, people who've been playing the original Dead by Daylight would certainly be playing it like crazy, most likely. Having that second game, having free-to-play elements would be huge, I think. It could easily become one of the biggest titles, obviously, in horror, which it is right now, but it would probably take the top spot as the biggest title in horror without any question. So with that being said, at number 4, something that Dead by Daylight has done so well, guys, in the past is really having, you know, characters from other franchises inside of it, like lots of different characters from, you know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre to Saw to, you know, Evil Dead, Scream, all these different titles, right? And they've done such a good job at marketing that and bringing in new characters. What I would love to see, though, is Dead by Daylight take that kind of approach and create a horror universe around it. So whether you're talking short stories, whether you're talking whatever the case might be, and I don't know from a legal perspective what they would be able to do as far as using these characters in a way where they're shaping stories, making Dead by Daylight and all these other titles somehow or another in the same universe would be absolutely awesome. And I think in a story way, that would be so cool to see Texas Chainsaw Massacre as well as Dead by Daylight and Saw all in the same universe. And some way or another, if you do it well, and Dead by Daylight's done a great job of what they've done up to this point, I think they could really take it to another level. And who knows, guys, that could lead us into, you know, a horror universe in the movie world as well, where we see movies like Godzilla vs. Kong, these monsters in the same universe. Could we see it in the horror universe? And could Dead by Daylight take the charge in that? I think that would be so brilliant. And coming in, guys, at number 5 for me, kind of piggybacking off of number 4 with this horror universe idea, I would love to see Dead by Daylight start to kind of take a page out of Dead Space's book. Dead Space did a really good job of, you know, taking the concept of Dead Space, creating movies, creating, you know, comic books, things of that nature. Dead by Daylight, I think, could take it to another level, having, you know, comic books, creating, you know, animated movies out of it, creating more lore, more story to this universe. I think the sky's the limit with this title, because obviously they have good partnerships with, you know, a lot of these other titles that are out there in the horror universe. Like we said, Saw and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Stranger Things, Evil Dead, Halloween, Left 4 Dead. I think it's really important that they take that and run with it in a way where you're creating more comic books, you're creating, you know, movies, animated movies like what Dead Space did, creating all these different ways that we can connect with the Dead by Daylight universe would be huge, I think, for us as a fan base. And I think for the title, it just would continue growing the, you know, getting everyone talking about where this franchise is heading. A lot of, you know, mystery probably around it as well, breaking it down. I think it would be absolutely awesome to see them take that approach where let's make this a massive universe that the fan base can really take in. But those are the 5 things, guys, I really want to see out of Dead by Daylight 2 if we ever get that title, and I'm hoping we do at some point in the future. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What do you guys want to see out of Dead by Daylight 2? And for more Dead by Daylight 2 content and videos, stay here with Zero TV.